The Punk Rock MBA is a music commentary channel on YouTube who's been summarizing, I guess, Wikipedia articles for 6+ years. These are his words, not mine.
So it's like if I wanted to vegetate on 15 to 20 minutes of what turned out to be Wikipedia knowledge, then you were my go-to dude.
Yeah, a lot of them just like, I literally just read Wikipedia.
I found this guy's videos way back in the day. He would make videos about some of the bands I used to like as a lad, like Bring Me the Horizon, A Day to Remember, and some other MySpace distant memories like Blood on the Dance Floor and The Millionaires and Broken Side. Stuff that I definitely knew about. And can appreciate for what it is. Recently, McKenty, the guy behind the channel, freaking did this podcast interview with Jesse Lee, talking about how he quit YouTube and sort of just never cared about the stuff he was talking about.
Why did McKenty stop uploading YouTube videos?
I don't really have any interest in music. I was just doing it for the money, and I hit my financial goals. Our time on this earth is limited. Like, don't spend it doing shit you don't have to do if you don't want to, you know? So I don't have to keep making videos about System of a Down.
And he kind of just seems jaded towards the whole content creation thing. It invoked some feelings in me, so I figured I would react to it with y'all. Y'all mind if I react here?
Didn't care about me. You know, like I couldn't, when I applied for jobs, I kind of never really got anywhere with it. My professional network was not good. It just sort of, when my name came up, it just didn't really mean anything. It's just sort of an unfortunate, or I guess fortunate or unfortunate, it's up to you, but it's just a truth of the world that opportunity tends to go to people who are visible, not necessarily people who are like best at their job, right?
This screen's kind of fucked up. I think this was recorded on a Mac just from looking at it. Just a guess, though.
You know, it's like if you're the first person that somebody thinks of for what you do, you're probably going to get more opportunities than someone who might be just as good at it or better than you, but nobody thinks of them. So I said, I need to change this. And so that's sort of what led me to do YouTube, because I had done blogs. I did print zines back in the day. Then I had some blogs that were fairly successful. And I sort of saw that by then, you know, the attention was on YouTube. And I was like, well, I guess I got to figure this out. So that's why I started it.
When I was searching for videos on, I don't know, like mall emo bands from the 2000s or whatever it is, like your videos were the ones that were popping up. And there weren't, especially back then, there weren't very many people making any kind of content around that. So it's like, if I wanted to vegetate on 15 to 20 minutes of what turned out to be Wikipedia knowledge, then you were my go-to dude.
Yeah, there's a few, like, you know, Fall Out Boy would be an example of a band where I have, I think, something different, you know, because I remember when Pete and Andy and you know, we were sort of about the same age, and I remember them from like the hardcore scene back in the day, and so I sort of have a little bit of a different perspective on them than other people might. So that would be an example of, I think, of one of my better videos. But yeah, a lot of them just like I literally just read Wikipedia.
And I always loved it because you did present the facts. It always felt like unbiased. But then like you would throw in some jokes and like your opinions on stuff, and it was like fun.
I stopped doing that though because it made people angry.
I noticed that, because like the comments got just so, like, people just got so butthurt about your, and again, I could tell when you were joking. I don't think I have like a super high intellect or anything like that, but I could like pick up on context clues. You know, smiling is usually a good one. Like, like it's just crazy that so many people, like, they would get so upset about you just casually a one-off comment about, like, you know, a band that they love, and you're not even saying they suck. You're just like, yeah, well, that could have been better, like whatever it was, you know.
Well, whatever, you know. I'm just here to give the people what they want.
Right.
If they don't want my jokes, then I don't give them my jokes.
He just seems so like bitter and salty about everything, I guess, just comments in general. I assume like the hate that this guy gets on like Reddit and stuff has got to him, which I understand. It is exhausting to be like dogpiled, like I'm sure he is. I've had like a small taste of it in comparison, but like at the same time, like there is like a bunch of people subscribe to your channel because they like your opinions or jokes or whatever. So to just dismiss them like that because you have a little minority of vocal people that are hating and also still watching because your opinions are making them mad, but how would they even know if they weren't watching? So I don't know. It's such a weird.
So you haven't posted anything in, I guess since September was the last video you posted on the, so are you done with YouTube, or are you done making those kind of videos anyway?
I don't have any plans to do anything on YouTube. I've sort of considered maybe doing like a maybe doing a channel sort of about entrepreneurship, maybe.
Back in like 2018, I think that's how I found Finn McKenty's channel, the Punk Rock MBA. Freaking, he was doing like sort of like self-help, just topic vlogs, like dealing with self-doubt and stuff like that, and they were pretty good from what I remember. That might not be actually how I found him, but it's some of the first content I remember seeing 6 years ago. Dang. Yeah, it might have been the Bring Me the Horizon video, the first one that I saw in my algorithm pop up first. That would make sense. Or this one. I liked this guy's videos a lot back in the day. They were freaking nostalgic, to take a trip down memory lane with like some of the MySpace bands and stuff, but it seemed like last year, or like post-COVID, I guess, he just kind of got burnt out on the stuff he was making videos about and just really wasn't into it anymore. It seems like he's quit fully now. I was watching this podcast a little bit. I watched like 20 minutes of it last night, and I was like, I might have something to say about some of the things they're talking about.
That a lot of people who know me for the music stuff would show up and be idiots, and people on Reddit and Twitter would probably, want to tear me down. So probably I won't, but who knows? I'm mostly just active on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Is that why you stopped?
LinkedIn.
Is that why you started making videos, just because of all the negativity?
No, it's because like I don't really have any interest in music, so I was just doing it for the money, and I hit my financial goals, and so there's really just no reason for me. Like I don't have to keep doing it, so I'm not going to spend a bunch of. I'm not. Our time on this earth is limited. Like, don't spend it doing shit you don't have to do if you don't want to. It's like I made enough money from this. I don't have to keep making videos about System of a Down. So
this is the part that seems a little like revisionist history, kind of. I don't know. It's a little hard to believe that he just does not have any passion for music or any interest in music, especially since he's been making videos about it for 6 years and freaking going to shows longer than that and stuff. Seemed like he had a genuine interest in it at some point, and maybe it's just been sort of beaten out of him by Reddit hate comments or something, or YouTube, Facebook moms. He really does get it from all little subgenres, which makes sense because he makes content about little subgenres online, which is going to be polarizing to the people who are passionate about it, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Man, so you really didn't enjoy it at all? There's just like no part of you that was like, oh, I'm excited to talk about this band today, or anything like that? It was always just completely transactional for you?
Yeah, I don't have any interest in music at all.
Right on. Yeah, so you're
and this is the guy who I think like a year or two ago was working on like some sort of slam project. I know nothing about slam. Anything I know about slam music, I probably heard it from Finn McKenty on the Punk Rock MBA, dude, because it's freaking not like Fantano really covers that much in depth, and I don't know anything about it, so I wouldn't know what to look for. That was something I liked about the Finn McKenty videos, is he would pick like a subgenre that he knew about, and maybe I had heard it before. Even like metalcore, I didn't fully comprehend what it even was, but apparently that's like what I was listening to all through middle school and high school and shit. I don't know, it's weird to just disavow all of your old content and just be like, yeah, I was kind of just phoning it in. I actually didn't like iPhone games the whole time. Could you imagine? I would never. But I mean, I've seen like artists and musicians do that. They are just like, at some point they just get jaded and they're like, yeah, all my old stuff kind of makes me cringe, and I've gone through that a little bit myself as well. Who knows? There's always waves, and people go through different stages of their lives and stuff, and freaking maybe they just look at their stuff differently, and that'll change.
You don't miss it then. That's what you're getting at.
No.
Yeah.
It's the money is nice, but you know, I made enough from it that I'm good.
You're probably still getting some like residual revenue though, right? Because I mean, those videos are still getting views every day. There's still stuff coming
it's
in,
still
right?
a few grand a month, so
yeah,
that helps. That'll dry up eventually, but I'll take it.
So are you super excited that you didn't have to talk about the new Linkin Park album and the Emily Armstrong controversy?
Very. I see this stuff now. Like, of course, like for like most of the year, there was like nothing happening, and it was like really hard for me to like find stuff to talk about on Twitch. And now, like after I quit, there's all this drama.
Yeah, also, if he just isn't like making like the documentary style Wikipedia reads, why doesn't he keep streaming on Twitch? I was kind of a fan of that. He would do like second channel clips of him talking about various topics or watching music videos or whatever the fuck. That was more chill seeming. And I do similar stuff. It is more chill to make content like that. Maybe that could be a road that he wants to go down, or maybe he's just into LinkedIn now. Who knows?
So, but I'm like, man, I'm so glad. Like, I don't give a fucking shit. Like, Jesus, like the drama, whatever, like about Alien Ant Farm and CKY. I'm like, bro, it is 2024.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's true.
This is legitimately a conversation we're having. It like, I can't.
Those bands do
like,
suck.
I can't. Like, you want me to care about this shit from bands that peaked 2 goddamn decades ago? Like, Linkin Park was fucking washed up in 2004.
Damn.
You want me to talk about them now?
Oh,
It is crazy. No. I mean, I enjoy it. But,
it's like if someone, handed you some new basketball that just came out. They're like, hey, what do you think of this basketball? You'd be like,
yeah.
I guess
It's
cool.
round.
Yeah, right. Like,
okay, but basketball is much less subjective than an entire album of music, right? Especially given like a band like Linkin Park, who's come out with so much material and has just, I think, made a switch in their singer for the first time. So that's to just act like, bro, I couldn't tell you if I like or dislike it. I mean, perhaps this guy's just got some internet trauma. He's just not comfortable having an opinion, but I don't know. This seems a bit cringe and hard to fathom.
it's fine to me, I guess. I don't know.
Bounces.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I thought of it. Did it taste good or bad?
I mean, people were giving me shit. Not a lot of people. A couple people giving me shit in comment sections about like posting so much about Linkin Park, and it's like, it's the biggest fucking band in the world right now. Like, it's the band that everyone's talking about. Like, of course I'm gonna post about it. And,
Yet another band that's fallen victim to writing songs about League of Legends. No respect from me.
in the comment section, it was like, I post about new bands all like he had a blog or something. It's like, I post about new bands all the time on my Instagram, and I out of curiosity I clicked on his page, and it's like all like 500 views, like 300 views. Like,
I mean,
whatever.
if he's
like,
cool with that,
it's
good
great
for him. Like,
yeah,
that's
great.
awesome.
It makes you happy, but it's clear that people aren't watching it for a reason. It's like, unfortunately, what the big names are what dominates the cycle.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
and I know why. It's because there's like, all that stuff was a product of another time in which the monoculture existed. When there weren't 500, and it's the same for like movies. The reason why all like the why there's all the remakes and stuff, like all the big brands were built in the era in which TV, radio, print media, stuff like that could build stars and build brands and stuff like that. And it's too fragmented now. Like, there's nobody, like, there's hardly any like breakout stars of the last 10 years or so, really. There's a couple people, there's like Post Malone and maybe like Sydney Sweeney, and there's a handful, but it's not like it's not like what was the last like must watch movie? There's like Barbie, there's like one or two a year.
Barbie? I mean, I'm not judging this man based on his film taste, but okay, I am a little.
When was the last TV show that mattered?
Yeah. Do you think that's because of like social media and streaming and everything? Yeah,
it's because the media landscape is so fragmented. Like, there are YouTubers with, 100 million subscribers that neither of us have ever heard of.
Yeah.
Let alone anybody that sort of doesn't even pay attention to YouTube. So it's like, or like with streamers, like, someone like Asmongold, gets millions and millions of views on his YouTube videos. I don't know how many viewers he has in his streams, like probably 100,000 or something like that. Huge streamer that
he's talking about Zach Rar,
is like
prominent Twitch streamer,
incredibly well known. He's probably the biggest name in that world.
And I have no idea who he is.
Yeah, but if you don't follow, exactly. If you don't follow streaming, like, you've never heard of him. So I think that's the era we live in. And how many TikTokers are there that get millions and millions of views that I've never heard of? So that's the world we live in now, is just sort of like a very fragmented landscape of, we'll call it like micro celebrities. Whereas before, it's like it was the same 20 people that you would always see on TV, hear about on the radio, read about in.
All right, some of this might be just chalked up to an age difference, and I won't fault anybody for that. Freaking, I think Finn is like 40 or something, but freaking, he's a cool 40-year-old, but obviously I don't know every TikToker. I'm only freaking way younger than that, dude. You don't have to know everything, but you also don't have to be so sad about it and defeatist and black-pilled and what. Nothing matters, dude. Nihilism is for nerds.
How many times I find somebody on YouTube or any social media that has millions of followers, I'm like, I literally never heard of this person, but they're by all accounts famous, like at least in this group, you know, it's pretty wild.
But yeah, I guess that was my main problem with this interview, was just the overall tone and sort of like defeated feeling of it all. Because I do like Finn McKenty's videos. I think it is sad to be in a position where it's almost like, well, I guess I'm glad that you quit if you really hated doing it, but to also like sort of disavow everything that you've ever done and say, oh yeah, I never cared. Don't judge me for caring because I didn't. And I think some of the comments were saying as much. Seeing how he built an entire channel about topics he doesn't care about, everything ever made in my eyes is disheartening. It makes him untrustworthy as a personality and a creator of any kind. Wasting my time being invested in his content. I mean, that's kind of harsh, but freaking, I sort of understand what they're trying to say when you're just like, oh yeah, I never liked any of that stuff. It's like, how are the people who fucked with you supposed to feel? No one likes someone who's inauthentic, and the fact that he just came out and said that is wild.
Why am I still getting hate? Why am I still getting hate? Why am I still getting hate? Why am I still getting hate?